好，今日晏晝直播東方快車謀殺案。好，我哋返到嚟警局啊，睇下咩事啦。多咗呢部電腦，我哋就唔需要一路咩話返去我嘅辦公室啦。我會將呢啲加入檔案，只要係可以令到克拉克笑唔到。檔案、案件檔案，對呢個小鎮嚟講真係多啊！呢一切對佢而言都係遊戲，而且佢唔覺得自己係輸啊！咁我哋係咪要盤問佢啦？我哋要盤問佢。
Now that we've taken your DNA, we can begin. Interview of suspect Michael Clark, 6 p.m., March 30th, 2019. This interview is being recorded.
By elves behind the mirror,
You were arrested at a crime scene where you damaged police barricade tape.
I'll pay for a new role.
That's a Class A misdemeanor, and it carries a $500 fine.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
To begin with, where were you on the night Daisy Armstrong was kidnapped?
我喺汽車旅館間房裏邊睇電視，但我開住警方無線電，我聽到個女仔最早嘅失蹤報告，現場警察冇可能俾我埋去。我設好咗鬧鐘，一大朝早就起咗身去追新聞，跟住就諗就瞓覺，實在太難瞓啦。
Can anybody confirm where you were?
No.
冇啊，我只有一個人，而且仲係失眠，真係好慘嘅配合。我知道呢個唔在場嘅證據好差。OK， 你係咪要當面對質啦？呢？當面對佢質啦。
Let's move on to the gas cans and what we found in your pockets when you were brought in here today.
聽嚟真係刺激啊！關聯性最高嘅係放火燒咗個地方，地堡嘅位置。放火燒掉那地方。
How did you know there was a bunker at the end of the property?
How did your forensic team miss it?
你嘅鑑證小組冇揾到咩？
on the cabin. It was pitch black out there.
Small town
小鎮嘅警察嘅思維真係狹窄。對唔住，咁樣講有啲失禮。你知唔知道啊？我同你有啲似，我嘅工作就係揾新聞節目嘅觀眾想要睇嘅新聞。你係為咗正義咁做，我係為咗錢啊！
I know you're lying, Mr. Clark. I followed your footprints from the cabin, and they led directly to the bunker. It was very well hidden. You had to know it was there.
Think whatever you want.
你中意點講你咪點講咯。係咪要對質啊
Let's start with why you went to the cabin.
警方對嗰度好感興趣，我都好感興趣。小貨車關聯性就係。
How did you find the cabin?
警方無線電，我聽到鑑證小組接收指示，然後當佢哋喺今日朝頭早終於離開咗現場，我就開車趕去山上。
You tore the tape at the entrance to the property and stomped all over the house. This constitutes a serious violation of a crime scene, Mr. Clark.
我知道，好對唔住，我會俾罰金。但係我真係太入迷啦！一個人霸住成個犯罪現場嘅機會唔係經常有。
I need to throw him off balance somehow. Surprise him into making an error. Explain to me again how you got to the crime scene.
我收聽警方無線電頻率廣播，只要有掃描器，任何人都做得到。我坐咗好幾年嘅心愛嘅卡車前往犯罪現場。鑑證小組離開之後， 我想親眼睇下犯罪現場啊！喺你到之前我就去咗地堡。當面對質，邊一句講大話呢？只有掃描器任何人做得到。我想好幾年嘅心愛卡車犯罪現場。我喺你抵達之前就去咗地堡，係唔係啊
Where's a lie detector when you need one?
即係呢句唔係啦。
You said you've been driving that pickup for years?
You heard right.
你冇聽錯，多得呢架車，我未曾錯過任何一個地點。記者證、車輛權狀、執照。
I found your driver's license in your truck.
我張相影得唔好，但的確係我本
If it's a
人。
fake, it's a really good one. Looks authentic. You say you've been using your pickup for years, but the title certificate is not in your name. The truck belongs to somebody named Stephen Baker.
Okay.
我
I don't
真
get
係
why
唔
the
明，
pickup is
你
so
點解要將呢
important
架
to you.
車解到
But I guess my
但我因
ego
為
made
自尊
me
心
say
作
that.
祟先至咁講。
Yeah,
冇
the
錯，
pickup was
卡車
meant
嘅
to
朋
be
友
by
係
a
我
friend.
借
I
嘅
couldn't，afford
但係
it
就
even
算
with
貨
a
大我都
loan.
買唔
I think you
起。
stole it, Mr. Clark. You needed a pickup like that for our mountain roads, so you stole that one.
Try proving
你
it.
證明啊！
But while you
但係
run
你
off
要
on
四
some
周圍
wild
追
goose
查一啲毫
chase,
無意義
you
嘅
can't
事，
hold
你呢個期間係唔可以扣留我。好，仲爭呢個啦。
You say you're a
你自稱
journalist,
記者，
a stringer for Channel 6 News in
女
Boston.
聲就
I sell
配
my
啦。
stuff
我
to
報
lots
我
of
將
media
報道咧
outlets.
賣咗俾好多媒體機構。但我車裏邊有相機，
Your camera was in your pickup. You didn't want to take pictures of the crime scene?
I like to
我
get the
中意
lay
先
of the
了解一下
land.
情
Once I
況，
see the
等我見到
story I
想
want to
報道嘅
tell,
故
then
事，
I
我
start
先至會開始記
documenting
錄。
I don't know any journalist who works a case without their camera close at hand. He thinks he's invincible. I need to play his ego. That's the key. What are you doing in the Berkshires? And what is your connection to the Armstrong case?
For the past
過去
few
嗰幾
months,
個
I've been
月，
working
我都
on
係
a
追緊
big
一單大
case.
單嘢。
Boston 6
波士頓
News
第六
was
台新
looking
聞台好
forward
期
to
待
my
我下一
next
篇報
story.
導。
The Armstrongs
阿
have
姆斯
been
壯
on
家
my
一
list
直
of
以嚟都係
potential
我個可能嘅
targets
目
for a
標
long
名單上
time.
面。
I changed gears
代
when
西
Daisy was
對比綁架嘅時候
kidnapped
改
and
變
started
咗調查焦
investigating
點，
the
開始
Armstrongs.
調查阿姆斯壯一家。
I don't see anything that proves he's lying.
OK，呢度佢係指證唔到係嗰啲咩。
So you just stumbled on a major kidnapping story during your stay in the Berkshires.
Yeah, I was
係，
researching
唉，我
PCBs
本來
in
就喺
the
度研究
river
緊
for
河
crying
流
out
裏邊嘅
loud.
綠本
Then,
咩啊？
wow, the
哇！
Armstrongs.
然後阿姆斯壯家
That's not a
呢個唔
science
係
Sunday
河水污染嘅
report.
小
That's a
問
lead.
題，
Sometimes you
呢個係
just
大
get
線
lucky.
索。
I called Boston 6 News. Your editor said she hadn't talked to you in a long time. If you're working on the Armstrong case, why haven't you submitted anything during the last month?
When the
綁
kidnapping
架發生
occurred,
嗰
I
陣
realized
時，
it
我
was
意
a
識到
golden
呢個係千載
opportunity.
難逢嘅
Forget
機會。
intimate
邊
photos
個
of
理得
the
有
rich
錢
and
人
famous.
有咩
Here
私密
was
照
a
片
story
啊？
that just
嗰啲
dropped
從天而
into
降嘅
my
報道
lap.
嚟
I
嘅
was。about
我
to
準備
turn
交出
in
我
my
嘅第一
first
批
notes
筆
when
記
I
嗰陣時，
overheard
咁
the
啱就
discovery
聽到
of the
警察
camera.
發現
And
咗
I
屋
was
仔，我
right.
估啱咗，
No other
我係第一個
journalist
抵達
got
現
their
場
head
嘅
up.
記者。
You had to turn.
咁跟住你就出現啦。
I need
我
to
必
get
須要
out
離
of
開
here and
警
write my
局，翻
copy.
去寫我啲
That
稿。
sounds plausible. He's on the spot when a big story erupts and he goes after it. Your camera in the pickup. There were photos of Daisy from before she was kidnapped.
The Armstrongs
阿
are a
姆斯
famous
壯家
family
黑
like
有
the
名嘅
Kennedys
家
or
族，
Hollywood
所以同金
couples.
迪
Gossip
哇
sites
哇
love
好
them.
快啊！
People want to see how they live. I started
佢
out
一開
just
始只係偷拍嘅
stealing
啫。
candid shots. Paparazzi
狗仔
live
隊
on
賴以
getting
為
that
生嘅
one
嘢，只係獨家
exclusive
相，
shot.
唔論係鹹濕、
Intimate,
好親密
whatever.
都可以。
Then when the
被害人
kidnapping
被綁架嗰陣
happened,
時，
I
我
realized
發現到
I
我
was
搶
here
先到
first.
機會，
What an
呢種大好機會當
opportunity.
然唔可以
And I
錯過啦。
You have an answer for everything.
You're not very
你好
good
似
at
唔係好
this,
識
are
審
you?
問喎。
How long
你
have
做咗
you
呢
been
行
on the
幾
job?
耐啊？
Long enough to put you away for life if you killed that little girl.
喂，
I know that Clark is lying. I need to reconstruct the whole sequence of events in order to understand what happened.
還原事件，詢問就詢問完啦。還原事件，中間中間就係得一個抵達木屋嘅啫。先排列一下啦。最尾嘅最尾一定係呢個㗎，應該 我出現嚇咗克拉克一跳，咁佢係諗住將嗰個汽油抌去呢部閂咗地堡，打開咗地堡，閂咗地堡嘅門，佢咁啱閂咗地堡嘅門，跟住呢，就係先至再將個油桶汽油抌落地堡之後就閂咗門。佢就即係阿主呢個女警呢，就到咗，佢就咁啱呢，打開咗地堡，然後佢就喺個手，佢邊個祖先度就攞咗啲汽油打開地堡，最先佢一定係破壞咗呢一個嘢入嚟先啦。耶啱。
That is a great detective job. I'll tell you what really happened. You waited until forensics left and arrived in your probably stolen pickup. You grabbed a can of gasoline from your truck. You then went into the cabin to check if Daisy had been found. You then went straight to the bunker to see if it had been discovered, planning to set it on fire and destroy all the evidence inside. Before you could start the fire, you heard me arrive. So you hastily left your gas can and closed the hatch. You didn't think I could open the bunker. If I hadn't found you, I expect you would have burned down the cabin too.
I'm not gonna make
呢
fun
位
of you,
警探，
detective,
我唔打
for
算
how
同
you
你講
handled
數，
my
亦都唔打算取咗你
interrogation.
審
You're
問我
obviously
嘅方
very
式。
new at
顯然
this.
你啱啱畢
I
業。
swear I'm telling
我
the
夠膽
truth.
發誓，我
I
講
didn't
嘅
know
都係
the
真嘅。
bunker
睇你
was
出
there
現之
until
前
the
根本就
moment
唔
you
知道
showed
有
up. I
碉
seem to
堡，
have trumped
好似
your
令到你哋
entire
成個警
police
局都唔
force.
知點
When I
喎。
get the DNA results from the bunker, we'll continue this conversation.
You have no
你根本
concrete
就冇咩
evidence
對我
against
不
me
利嘅有效
whatsoever.
證
The lab
據。
results will be in soon. You won't get away with this. See that call? That's your arrest warrant and a one-way ticket to prison. I'll be right back. Hello, sir. I think I found the man who kidnapped Daisy Armstrong. I'm interrogating him now.
Hold on, Detective Locke. I
落
have
黑
some
警
bad
度，
news.
咁等陣。
Someone set
有
fire
人
to the
放火燒
cabin
咗
in the
木屋
bunker.
同埋
The
碉
fire
堡，
department
消
is
防
on
隊
the
已經到咗
scene.
現
They
場，
say it's too
但係佢哋
late.
話已經嚟
That's
唔切。
impossible. My suspect has been in the interrogation room with me all evening.
We can't hold him.
我哋唔可以繼續拘留佢。
Her fingerprints are on the wine bottle found in the cabin. We also found an unknown person's fingerprints, but they don't match your suspects.
Sir, with all due respect, I'm convinced Michael Clark is involved.
Detective, I'm cutting you some slack already. But we cannot hold your suspect simply because you're convinced he's guilty. We have evidence that Suzanne was working with an accomplice, Noah Garrity. I order you to release the reporter and arrest this Moreau.
Let me just check my last lead. The DNA analysis of the hair found in the bunker safe. The results just came in.
I know how hard this is. Okay. Get the DNA results. Detective Locke, I will give you 1 hour maximum. Then you close the file and arrest Suzanne Moreau.
Thank you, sir. Who did you call earlier?
An editor from the Boston 6 News.
An editor you repeatedly said should fire you. That was your accomplice, wasn't it? You were telling him to start the fire.
An accomplice?
共犯？選擇雷契特共犯嘅名係會唔會係諾亞呢？我記得好似聽過呢個名。
I know it was Noah you called.
I'm saying nothing
喺
more
律師
without
嚟
the
到之
presence
前，
of
我
my
咩都唔
lawyer.
會講。
Stay right where you are. I'm not done with you yet.
Wow.
哇！
Do I hear
你該唔
grounds for
會
a
想告
lawsuit?
我啊
Some
嘛？
poor innocent woman is being accused instead of you. You set her up, didn't you?
You have to let me
警
go,
探，你必須
detective.
要放
All I
我
need
走。
is one more phone call to the lab. I know it's you, and I'm going to prove it. Hello, this is Joanna Locke. I need the results of the DNA test I asked you for.
Hi, Detective. Sorry, we only have the DNA sequence. We haven't had time to compare it with the suspects yet. It'll take 7 more hours. I'm sorry, but you are not the only one on the waiting list.
Send your analysis to my computer in the office. I'll do the comparison myself.
I need authorization.
I have a murderer who is going to walk free unless I get those results now.
Fine, we'll send it to you right away, but I'll have to log this.
It's my last chance. There's a computer in the office next to the interrogation room. I can check the results of the DNA test there.
喺呢度 check。
This is all a game to him, and
哇！屌點 check 啊？ATC 呢個係木屋裏邊發明不明嘅 DNA。咪同某啲字母一樣，我要。Susan TTA。咦 ？TTA 嘅話？呢度反而係 TTA 啊！
No, no, Suzanne. I don't understand. I was sure it would be Clark's hair. I'll have to let him go. The only comfortable chair in the whole station. But there's no time to rest.
Suzanne。
You can leave.
Sorry it didn't
好
work
遺憾
out
你
for
冇
you,
成功啊，
Detective.
警探。
Maybe you should
或者你
consider
應該要
a
考慮下
career
改
change.
行。
We are not done.
Oh, but we are,
唉，
my
真
dear.
愛嘅，
We
已
are
經玩
done.
完。
I had no choice but to return to the Armstrong house to arrest Suzanne Moreau. The arrest warrant for Suzanne Moreau. Suzanne was set up by Clark and Noah. They are the kidnappers, but I'm not giving up. When Suzanne comes up for trial, I will fight for her defense. But for now, the district attorney is in charge. If I want to stay a detective, he always has the last word.
OK， 只可以捉一個叫咩啊？唔係真正兇手嘅人啦。唉
The door is wide open. How strange.
真係奇怪，唔通
Hey, is anyone there? Miss Moreau?
大受打擊，自尋短
Miss
見？
Moreau? This is Detective Locke.
哎呀！ 喂，你哋喺度？
Miss Moreau, can you hear me? It's me, Detective Locke. You must get up now. Miss Moreau? Miss Moreau, can you hear me? Suzanne Moreau is dead. There are no traces of blows or injuries on her body. She doesn't seem to have defended herself from anyone. It appears Suzanne killed herself by ingesting all these drugs.
拍藥死啊！
Suzanne's diary is missing.
死！眼鏡唔見
Glasses are
咗。
missing.
戒指仲喺度。親愛嘅莫羅小姐，好抱歉令你收到呢封信。亞當斯醫生已經好幾日都聯繫唔到你，我哋想通知你，你嘅母親已經喺3月29日星期六晚上安詳離世。如果你需要協助安排佢嘅後事，或者如果有其他我哋可以幫得手嘅地方，請同我哋聯絡。敬祝安好啊！助理管理師艾黛兒富蘭克林。
Suzanne was telling the truth about her mother.
哎呀，開機睇下先，係我殺咗 Daisy 啊！如果我令到佢有命離開屋仔，我驚佢會講出去，我冇辦法面對自己同埋我所做嘅一切。係保姆嘅錯。佢要為嗰個可憐嘅細路嘅死負責。一個細路嘅保姆點可以做啲咁嘅事啊？我真係希望啲警察真係揾到佢死。莫羅根本就冇資格生存。OK， 俾你屈到。
I called the district attorney to inform him. This is Detective Locke, sir. I'm at the Armstrong house.
Have you arrested Suzanne Moreau?
She's dead, sir. Apparent suicide, but I need a forensics team.
She killed herself out of remorse for her part in the crime.
We don't know that yet. I'm calling forensics now, but I wanted you to know.
What a mess. Stay on site until forensics arrive.
Yes, sir. Standing by. The investigation was officially closed. I was certain that she was innocent, and Clark had been responsible for 4 deaths and then vanished into thin air. With $1 million. Dollars marked, though, and not easily spent. I didn't care if the case was officially closed. I swore, Mr. Poirot, whatever it took, I would hunt him down.
貨真價實嘅偵探，我哋已經係完成咗第5章。翻嚟呢個東方快車嗰度。嗰時係2019年，而家2023年。
I waited for the forensics team, then went into the station to write my report. I was officially off the case.
Thank you, mademoiselle.
多謝你啊，小姐。顯然你嘅故事冇可能到此為止，可唔可以問一個問題
？Of course.
邊個係雷傑特？雷傑德，瑞士雷傑德。雷傑德就係羅亞莫羅小姐嘅男友，嗰名記者。
Michael Clark, the reporter. He was Ratchet?
Absolutely. I was the only law enforcement official to question Clark. I knew this wasn't his first kidnapping.
You looked for similar cases. What
美
do
國
you
警察稱
Americans
之
call
為
the
MMO。
Means, motive, and opportunity. Yes, I looked for someone in plain sight. Someone on the edge of a kidnapping case. Someone in plain view, keeping track of the investigations. An innocent witness, a concerned neighbor, even another reporter.
And eventually you
最後你
found
揾到
a
一個
name
假名嚟
behind
隱
an
藏本
alias.
名。
Yes, I found a name. Cassetti, the real name. The real name of the man you call Ratchet is Cassetti.
This explains
小
much,
姐呢番
mademoiselle,
説話
but
可以
not
説明
all.
好多嘢，但係
It
唔
explains
係全
why
部，
she is
唔係
our
事實嘅
number
全
one
部。
suspect.
But not how she came to be on this train. Attends, she has grown pale.
I don't know what's wrong with me. Excuse me, Mr. Poirot. I don't feel very well.
You are
你好
exhausted
攰，
and
而
still
且藥效
feeling
都
the
未
effects
退。
of the drug. Stay with us, mademoiselle.
再
One
撐多陣
more
啦，
effort.
我哋必須要知道
I
你
need
最
to
近去過
know
邊
your
度。
recent movements.
I snuck aboard the train.
This I observed. You came directly to this room?
Yes. Yes, and other than a couple of careful trips to the ladies yesterday, I never left this room. I didn't want to be spotted by Ratchet. Yesterday, I chatted with my roommate, Miss Schmidt, I think, here in our room. She brought me some dinner. I got very sleepy and nodded off.
And now she
點
nods
解
off
上
again.
床瞓
Is
覺
this
着
a joke?
鞋咧？
She must be faking so we can't interrogate her further, Poirot.
No, Book. She really seems to have fallen asleep again. It is my fault. She must have been given a dangerous dose of sleeping pills last night. The effects should wear off soon, I hope, but I am afraid asking her to tell us her story was too much for her.
Pinch her, Poirot. She's faking.
Her eyes are dilated. She is not faking, and there will be no pinching. Dr. Constantine, please stay with her. Monsieur Bouc, ask the other passengers to gather in the dining car. There are still many questions I need to ask.
But all of them together? Won't someone overhear you questioning the others?
I will speak softly because I am trained to do so. They will speak softly because they want to.
Very well. I will do as you say.
好，咁啊，其實係咪可以用心智地圖睇下有啲乜嘢啦？我要前往餐車廂揾我仲未問過嘅乘客啊！即係我又要去餐車廂嗰度。酒吧。誒，你又可以講嘢啦。
I hope we will be leaving soon.
哦，
I hope we will be leaving soon.
淨係講呢句。咦？你哋傾咩？
I should go and interview the passengers in the restaurant car. I should go and interview the passengers in the restaurant car.
The passengers who agreed to come and talk to you are seven. Well, Mr. Masterman is
馬斯
already
特
here
先
to
生
answer
已經
your
嚟到呢邊，
questions.
準備好回答。
Perfect, thank you, my
好
friend.
啊，多謝你啊，朋友。
Sit down, Monsieur
馬斯特
Masterman,
先，
please.
馬斯特曼先生請坐。
Does the
你
name
聽過
Cassetti
卡塞
mean
蒂
anything
呢個
to you?
名嘛？
No, should it?
好啊。
Have you heard of
你
the
聽過阿斯堡
Armstrong
撞家
kidnapping
綁
case?
架案嘛？
Of course. It was all
幾
over
年
the
前
news a few
鬧
years
上新
ago.
聞，
Your employer's real name is
佢
Cassetti.
就係嗰
He
個
was
單
the
綁
man
架案嘅
behind
主
that
謀。
kidnapping.
Mr. Ratchet was... He murdered that poor little girl?
Mr. McQueen, the man you worked for is a kidnapper named Cassetti.
What? What kidnapping?
He murdered his victim, a child named Daisy Armstrong.
The Armstrong kidnapping?
You had no idea of Monsieur Ratchet's real name?
Damn skunk.
Why are you so upset?
My father was the district attorney who handled the case, Mr. Poirot. I saw Mrs. Armstrong more than once. She was a lovely woman, so gentle and heartbroken. If ever a man deserved what he got, Ratchet, or Cassetti, is the man. He didn't deserve to live.
Madame Olson, have you heard of the Daisy Armstrong case?
No, I've never heard of it.
It was only 2 years ago. It was famous.
Maybe so, but it was not famous in Spain, where I have been helping the refugees from Africa.
You've never heard the name Daisy Armstrong?
No, never.
Daisy Armstrong? No.
No.
No! No!
Yes. It was all over the English tabloids before I went to Jordan. A horrific crime that claimed the lives of an entire family and their wrongfully accused nanny. That's right, isn't it?
Quite so.
I thought the culprit had been punished.
Some might say that the culprit was punished last night.
Oh, my heavens.
May I ask you a few more questions?
Yes, of course.
You read about the crime, as you said, in the tabloids.
Yes, that's right. For weeks, news of the royal family was eclipsed.
Have you ever been to the United States, mademoiselle?
No, never. Jordan was really my first trip abroad.
Mm-hmm. You were in Jordan?
Yes, I was an English tutor there to the children of a high official. Until recently.
Okay.
What is your relationship to Captain Arbuthnot?
Who?
A former soldier traveling with us. You must have met him.
Ah, yes, I met him on the platform in Istanbul. We only had a brief exchange of pleasantries, nothing more. British Reserve and all that.
Ah, the British Reserve. Yes, with this I am familiar.
多面對質。
Oh, the truth cannot hide from Poirot forever. I know there is a clue somewhere to prove she's lying. She may be telling the truth, but I cannot be certain.
咁即係第一句啦。
Are you sure everything you have told me is accurate, Mademoiselle Debenham?
Of course.
Mademoiselle, I know that you met Captain Arbuthnot at the Tokatlian Hotel.
You were spying on me?
I am very attentive to my surroundings. It helps in my profession.
Well, it's your word against mine.
I had occasion to be of some assistance in recovering Captain Arbuthnot's train ticket. While searching his room, I also discovered one of your earrings. Whatever your relationship may be to the good captain, I doubt it has anything to do with British Reserve. You will not tell me your secret, mademoiselle?
I can't. I don't know what you mean.
Poirot, Miss Debenham's got nothing to do with this business. Nothing. Do you hear?
佢走嚟無啦，想打鳩咪，往後退，彎下身。
Archie, stop.
Captain, no. This behavior is unworthy of an officer and a gentleman.
Leave her alone. Have you no honor?
Archie, we should go.
Captain Arbuthnot, I am certain you are a brave soldier, but you are a poor actor. The truth is that
點解阿布斯諾上尉會失控抓狂？同謀殺案有關。
Your relationship with Miss Debenham is beyond doubt, Captain. Your reaction was apparently that of a man trying to protect the woman he loves. I might understand that if your relationship were some cleverly disguised secret, but it is not. You make puppy dog eyes at one another at every opportunity. You cannot hide your love. Everybody knows.
I advise you to stop with your accusations, Mr. Poirot. I'm going to escort Miss Debenham back to her compartment. Make of that what you will.
The captain and Mademoiselle Debenham are obviously adamant about not revealing their relationship, but this scene convinced me there is more that is not so obvious.
This murder has everyone on edge. In my 25-year career, I have never seen such madness aboard the Orient Express.
I understand, my friend. The more we learn, the more perplexing this train ride becomes. But we have other clues to pursue.
What do you have in mind?
The broken watch on Monsieur Ratchet's wrist, for example, and the handkerchief found near the body. Who does that belong to?
This little drama we have just witnessed has not put you off the scent.
Far from it, my friend. Will you return to your watch over Mademoiselle Locke?
Yes, I will. Dr. Constantine can probably use a break.
Good.
Au revoir, Poirot.
喺凌晨1:15壞咗個錶，發現新謎團。好，睇下受住嘅字母係 H。
That's the right answer.
啱咗啦。咁係邊個呢？卡洛琳·克蒂白、安卓尼夫人。試下呢個。仲有得揀啊！ 揀晒所有女人啊！有7個人需要確認身份。我唔知喎，求其啦。喂，呢幾個啱嘅。跟住即係呢個。哦，呢個係啱嘅。咁即係得返呢個同呢個。耶。
That was easy.
向姓名 H 開頭係 H 嘅現形反問，哇好多喎。OK。你有冇嘢講啊
I'm sorry, sir, but I must concentrate on my baking.
OK。係咪仲有嘢可以諗啊？標嘅假設，關於雷傑特呢嘅標係有3個假設嘅。標俾兇手做咗手腳。標顯示係發現咗，標顯示係發現雷傑特嘅死亡時間。呢兩個係啱。
That is not a good answer. Let me consider all the possibilities.
哦，之前就爛咗。
Yes, there are only 3 possible hypotheses. The watch has been tampered with, or it is out of adjustment, or it indicates the time of the murder. I shall explore these last 2 possibilities before reaching any conclusions. If the watch is out of adjustment, it may be broken. There may also be another reason related directly to Ratchet. Maybe the watch is set to another time zone.
另一個時區，互相矛盾。如果雷傑特死於凌晨1點15分，邊啲資料係同呢個矛盾呢？我錯，有人假冒雷傑特。
That's the right answer. I must admit I'm not right this time.
有啲乜嘢細節可以顯示標嘅實影者畫件係並未停住？呢個
The watch was not defective because
上面嘅指針
the
仲
second
喐
hand
緊。
is still moving. Et voilà.
時區
Good.
喺呢個時區。
Brilliant.
OK。
If this theory is correct, then the murder took place at 12:15 a.m. I must interrogate all the passengers to see if any of them have an alibi for this hour.
仲有喎，交叉對比不在場證據，能為彼此證明唔在場嘅有邊啲人？話呢個有啲難，我都唔係好記得。呢個啦，呢個同。哦，啱。
Et voilà.
仲爭啲咩呢？應該暫時係諗晒，整合咗一啲資訊。 而家再問話。
Monsieur Foscarelli, I would like to ask you a few questions, if you allow me.
Ah, Signore Poirot, is it? I was wondering when you'd get around to me. Unfortunately, you find me on a mission of mercy.
Hello, Monsieur Poirot. Sorry, we have a small problem. The orange juicer has broken down and I can't fix it. Mr. Foscarelli has kindly offered to help me.
It isn't a car engine, but I am doing my best.
Even with the two of us, we can't manage.
Let me guess. You call upon Poirot to help.
I'd be happy to answer your questions when we finished. It's a real brain teaser.
哦，點整？係咪擺上去？啊，呢個喐啦。啊，呢個冇喐喎，呢個擺落，呢個擺唔到。到？咦，都冇喐到，咁即係呢個啦，擺唔到。係咪要除咗落嚟先得㗎？除咗落嚟先擺上去。哎呀！但係好似冇掂到呢個。哦，可以搭2層。我唔點擺啊？而家呢頭呢3個係喐嘅，試下上面先，都唔得喎，呢度唔得。係唔啱位，呢個都唔啱，都唔啱。點樣擺2個都唔得？定係可以擺多個呢？呢度擺多個。哎，喐啦！跟住呢度擺多個。呢個好似唔關事，佢冇牽連到入面。上面呢，之後呢度再擺多個，都冇揩到邊，所以上面都係唔關事。呢度 呢個係唔可以塞入去，擺入去先，擺呢度 ，OK 喐到，跟住擺呢個唔啱，擺呢個都唔啱。而家喐到呢度，但係喐到喐呢個喺度先，呢個除翻落嚟先。得啦，咁跟住。喐埋上面嗰部，得啦，終於得啦。
Thank you so much, Monsieur Poirot. I can put orange juice back on the menu.
Bravo! I should stick to automobiles.
Well, now we can talk calmly. Monsieur Foscarelli, is it?
Antonio Foscarelli? Delighted, Monsieur Poirot.
You have, of course, heard about Ratchet's murder last night.
Oh, naturally. It is all anyone is talking about.
Have you ever been to the United States?
Yes, it has been a primary market for our cars for the last 10 years.
You remember the Armstrong case?
Armstrong? The name, yes. It was a little girl. A baby, was it not?
Yes, a very tragic affair. Did you know that Cassetti, the kidnapper, was actually Ratchet?
Oh, no. Then he deserved to die. I mean, wouldn't you agree?
Can you tell me your movements on the night of the murder?
I went to bed right after dinner, but I slept very badly. My roommate, Mr. Masterman, had a toothache. Oh, he moaned all night. It woke me up several times.
Did you hear anything or notice anything unusual?
No, nothing that I can think of. I stayed in my bed all night.
Well, thank you, Mr. Foscarelli.
I'm sorry I couldn't help more, Signore. I remain at your disposal if you should need me.
Okay. 我哋繼續問下其他人啦。
Enchanté, mademoiselle. You are Hildegard Schmidt?
I am Erfol. And you, I know, are Herr Poirot.
Correct. May I ask you for a few minutes of your time to answer a few questions?
With pleasure, but first may I ask for your help?
Why does this not surprise me?
I don't know.
I am at your service, Fraulein.
My mistress, Princess Dragomirov, has asked me to open this traditional Matryoshka doll. There is a trinket inside she must retrieve.
Madame, in my experience, each Russian nesting doll simply pulls apart to reveal the next one inside.
Indeed. Yet try it for yourself.
As you wish.
Ah, you are a gentleman.
You are a gentleman.
Monsieur, I am Hercule.
I know who you are, Monsieur Poirot. What do you want?
Answers to a simple question or two.
All right, but quickly. My wife is quite ill. I would like to stay by her side.
I promise. First of all, I imagine you know about the murder.
Of course. The Countess is terribly distressed.
Your full name?
Rodolphe Adreny.
Your home is?
Budapest.
And how do you come to be aboard the Orient Express?
I am a Hungarian diplomat. My family has represented our homeland since the revolution from the Soviet Union in 1956. I was on my country's business in Istanbul. Business which I cannot discuss.
And your wife often accompanies you on your diplomatic missions?
Yes, and why not? Was there anything else you wanted to know?
匈牙利人應該34啊，外交官，yeah。
My little gray cells did not let me down. Can you tell me how you spent last night?
I was in our compartment with my wife. She went to bed early. I played a video game on my phone. Around 11 o'clock in the evening, my wife woke up and couldn't get back to sleep. She took a sleeping pill. As for me, I went to bed soon after that and slept straight through until morning.
Have you ever been to the United States?
I was posted to the Hungarian embassy in Washington for a year.
You knew, perhaps, the Armstrong family.
Armstrong? Armstrong. It is difficult to recall. One meets so many people.
It was the kidnapping of a child, a very sad affair. The culprit was the man on this train who called himself Ratchet, the one who was murdered last night.
Indeed. It sounds like justice finally caught up with him.
Thank you for your time. Now, I'd like to speak to your wife, if you don't mind.
It's impossible. As I told you, my wife is very ill. Thank you, and good luck with the investigation.
Eh bien, the good Count does not appear to want me to talk to his wife.
好，再睇下204，你有咩講啊？冇嘢睇，講。
Madame Hubbard, may I ask you a question or two? It won't take long.
Anything I can do to help.
Have you misplaced a handkerchief recently?
No, I don't think so. Why?
We found a handkerchief embroidered with the letter H, so I thought it might have been yours.
I'm sorry, but it's not. It may belong to Ms. Schmidt, Princess Dragomirov's lady's maid. I believe her first name is Hildegard.
It is a possibility. Anyone could be lying, of course. I thank you, madame.
呢得巨文。
Hello. Can I do something for you?
Hello, Monsieur Hardman, I believe. You have heard of the murder?
Cyrus Hardman. Yes, and the fact that there's been a murder is all over the train.
You do not seem very concerned about it, monsieur.
It's not the first murder I've run across.
I had no idea the selling of toys was so dangerous. I did overhear you mention at dinner that this is your profession.
Toy salesman is a cover. I'm a private detective, just like you, from the U.S.
哎呀，我都唔記得咗佢係咩人添，冇太留心睇佢講咩。
No, not good. This is wrong, but I'm never far from the truth.
睇下答案先。哦，偵探嚟嘅喎。
I do not think that
邊個人？
this is wrong.
法國人。
I must admit I'm not
屌
right this time.
美國人55歲啦。唔係好察覺。
That's the right answer. I did not expect to find another detective on this train.
I just finished a job in Istanbul when I received an email from Ratchet. He hired me to protect him.
Something you failed to do.
I'm not happy about that. He'd received some threatening letters. I was supposed to watch his back, and yeah, something I failed to do. But he seemed to think he was in more danger when he left the train.
He was traveling to Paris?
I assume so, but I'm not entirely sure.
Can anyone on this train confirm your identity?
Yeah, that McQueen kid. Ratchet's secretary.
Were you on duty last night?
You bet. I kept my door open a crack and I watched all night. No one entered that car who didn't belong there.
Did you see anything in particular?
The conductor, Michel. He was there most of the time too, except for 15 minutes or so after we left Vinkovsky. He must have answered a call from Ratchet's room. Then he was absent again for a while around 1 a.m. After that, he didn't move until 5.
Monsieur Hardman, have you heard of the Armstrong case?
Armstrong? The kidnapping 3 or 4 years ago? Who hasn't? Why?
Ratchet's real name was Cassetti. I have reason to believe he was the kidnapper.
What? He killed that little girl? No, I didn't know. If I had known, I wouldn't have taken the job.
Do you have any idea who was behind the threatening letters?
I don't know his name, but Ratchet told me he was a small man. Dark hair, with a womanish kind of voice.
Oh, thank you for your help. Is this handkerchief embroidered with an H yours?
Do I look like the kind of guy who would use a handkerchief like that?
Thank you for answering my questions, Monsieur Hardman.
Listen, Poirot. I know I fell down on the job, but if you need help, any at all, let me know. I'd like to make it right.
It has been a while since I have seen one of those.
I am not prepared to receive anyone. Come back later.
Very well, madam. I'll come back later. But you will need to speak to me.
So, my friend, have you finished your investigation?
No, but I have managed to solve a few mysteries.
Okay. I stay here to watch this young lady.
I hope your investigation is going well, Mr. Poirot.
Ah, Monsieur McQueen, may I ask you a question?
Anything I can do to help, Mr. Poirot?
This handkerchief embroidered with an H. Is it yours?
No, I don't use cloth handkerchiefs.
Okay. 呢個都唔關事。
This handkerchief embroidered...
No, I don't use cloth.
Thank you. I won't bother you anymore.
Oh. 好似問暈咯喎，仲爭一個佢唔肯見咯。
So, okay.
你呢？
Excuse me, Doctor. May I ask you a question?
Anything that can help the investigation, Mr. Poirot.
I wanted to know what your first name is, Doctor.
My name is Robert. Why?
To find out if the handkerchief embroidered with an H could have been yours.
I'm a doctor, Mr. Poirot. Cloth handkerchiefs are a playground for viruses. I would not touch one.
Okay. 好，你肯講咩啊？
I am not prepared
What
to
do
receive
you-
anyone. Come back later.
Very well, madam. I'll come back later. But you will need...
OK 佢仲係唔願意同我哋傾，睇下其他地方先。喂，喐唔到嘅，冇嘢。喂，又喐唔到啊！得啊！ 202係我自己房嚟嘅，點解行出去就喐唔到嘅？誒，係咪好似問過啦？呢個205。
Monsieur, if I am to catch this murderer, I will need your help.
My help? I am at your service, Poirot.
You are very protective of your wife, Count Andrény.
Does that surprise you? Her vertigo can be very dangerous.
I believe there are many kinds of vertigo.
If you don't mind, I'd rather talk to a doctor, not a detective. If you'd excuse me.
屌，問多次先。
I would like to speak to Countess Andrény, please.
As I have already told you, she is in no condition to speak to you.
Monsieur le Comte, I am investigating a murder.
I wish you every success, but my wife is too frail to be questioned.
都係唔睬我。 即係睇下個醫生有冇咩辦法。
No.
Okay.
你有冇辦法
？Excuse anything.
但係呢個唔關事，問佢係唔會有啲乜嘢。
I am not prepared to receive.
Very well.
都係唔同我講，好咧。我自己嗰度嚟，都唔係佢。再問下佢先。
Monsieur,
My help?
you are obviously a devoted husband, Count Andrény.
My wife means the world to me. There were questions in Budapest about a Hungarian diplomat marrying an American woman.
It did not deter you.
I would have given up my position for her. I would think it is universal. Are you married, Mr. Poirot?
No, I fear marriage is not for me. But her condition, is it very grave?
She is suffering a bout of vertigo. You understand? The room spins.
I think Dr. Constantine could help your wife.
There is a doctor on this train? I did not know. Where is this doctor?
應該
I think Dr. Constantine is in the lounge car. If not, perhaps the conductor can tell you where he is.
Very well, I will find him. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. 咁我就可以入佢間房睇下問下佢老婆。
Forgive me for intruding, madame. I am Hercule Poirot.
I know who you are, Mr. Poirot. I overheard you send my husband on a wild goose chase.
Your husband cares for you greatly, madame. I apologize for exploiting that fact. But the situation is urgent, and I need to ask you a few questions.
Apology accepted. I realize you must speak to everyone. This horrendous murder. It's very upsetting.
That is a beautiful music box.
Please don't touch the music box. It's a fragile family heirloom.
Your accent, is it American? Boston, perhaps?
You have a good ear, Mr. Poirot. Yes. Born and raised in what we call the Back Bay.
Are you in the diplomatic service like your husband?
No, not officially. I was still in college when I met Rudy 2 years ago. I keep myself busy handling his scheduling, travel, appointments.
Ah, what is the saying? Behind every great man there is a great woman.
That was the saying. Today one might reverse the sentiment as well, don't you think?
Of course, I stand corrected.
美國人應該39歲啦，冇業。
I do not think that's...
設計師。
Think, Poirot, that is...
唔係美國人，瑞典人。
No, not good.
佢呢個係美國人啊，即係頭先一開波啱嘅。佢該唔會56啩
？This is wrong.
無業咯，我有揀過㗎。
Think, Poirot.
哇，咁唔通佢，哇，應該21歲。哦，到呢我要諗緊，哇，唔係再大啲啊嘛？
That was easy.
21歲咧真係好後生下。
A handkerchief embroidered with an H was found at the crime scene. By any chance, does your first name begin with an H?
No, my first name is Elena, with an E.
Can you tell me what you did last night?
Well, my husband and I went to dinner. Then we came back here. We went to bed around 10 o'clock. I tried to sleep, but I couldn't, because of the shaking of the train. I suffer from vertigo. I finally took a sleeping pill, and that did the trick.
When did the train's motion prevent you from sleeping?
Between midnight and 2 a.m. I know because I must have looked at my watch about 10 times.
I see.
多面對質啊！食飯，搞10點瞓覺，瞓唔着。試下呢隻。
Come now, Countess. You are not telling me the truth.
Why do you say that?
The train stopped at 12:30 a.m. due to snow, so there was no shaking of the train. But you told me that it was the shaking that prevented you from sleeping.
I don't know, you're confusing me. My vertigo.
Madame, a man died last night. You can't talk nonsense just because you're sick. You are hiding something from me.
How dare you? I didn't do anything wrong. I'm going to find my husband.
自己講大話就惡人先告狀。
That was unkind, I know, but my strategy worked. I can now inspect this room in peace. These must be the sleeping pills that Countess Andreni took last night.
哦。哇，佢要
It's closed.
佢要砌啊
It's closed.
唔知喎、喺呢本書有冇提及過？我真係唔知。一朵花，玫瑰。
It's closed. It's closed.
有咩線索呢？呢個唔係好明。檢查。哦。睇呢個對應每一個都好似唔係好明。花葉雀仔。哦，呢度睇葉、花、葉雀仔。哦，得啦。咩嚟㗎？攞個手柄擺喺呢個位咁樣嘅，跟住就擰入去係嘛？點樣喐？喐唔到，擰唔到。咁樣嘅旋律係斜。係咪呢個咧？唔係喎。呢個 都唔係啊。哦，得啦，呢個啱。呢個又係領啲咩啊？應該唔關事。係咪領到某個位之後就撳落去度？太陽、月亮。呢個位唔係。聲音符，哦，即係音符要對正啲。得啦。
An engraving written in, I believe, Russian Cyrillic. It looks like a first name.
仲有冇啊？哦，要打開啊！給我美麗的年輕小姐可琳娜同索尼亞。
For my beautiful young ladies, Helena and Sonia. Helena with an H. It's Countess Andreni with an older girl.
Poirot! Have you no shame?
Monsieur, I am afraid shame is not a very helpful emotion for a detective trying to get at the truth.
What are you doing in our compartment?
I am investigating a murder, Count Andreni.
My wife is ill.
My apologies, monsieur, but your wife seemed in perfect health when she left the room to find you. I do apologize, but I needed to search your compartment.
You will regret this, Poirot.
Please, Count. You aren't going to challenge me to a duel, are you? Countess, I'm afraid I took the liberty of inspecting your little music box.
How dare you!
The message in the medallion was addressed to you and Sonia. Sonia Armstrong. Your older sister? The mother of Daisy, the murdered child.
I am a Hungarian diplomat. You have no official standing here. You have no right to search—
No, Rudolph. Let me speak. It's useless to deny what this gentleman says. I am Helena Goldenberg, the sister of Sonia Armstrong, and Daisy was my niece. The music box is a gift from my sister's godmother, a very close friend to my mother. We hid the truth from you when we learned that the man killed last night was the person who destroyed my family. I panicked. I didn't want to be accused.
That is also why you lied about the H in your first name?
Exactly. Your ferreting about looking for the H is obviously part of your investigation.
If I found a handkerchief in Monsieur Ratchet's room embroidered with an H, I might suspect you had been there.
A handkerchief? I don't have any handkerchiefs embroidered with my initial. To be honest, that sounds awfully old-fashioned to me.
I give you my word of honor that last night, Helena never left her compartment. My wife is telling you the truth, Poirot.
I hope so. I'll let you rest. The matter of the H on the handkerchief still needs clearing up. But first I should check the inscription on the back of the medallion.
黑字嘅翻譯，俄語嘅能力翻譯呢段嘢啊，鬼字啊！H 係咪 D 啊？估嘅咋 ？T A D 唔知喎。P 哇，好難睇啊！查看獎章黑字，了解嗰啲文字獎章。HATA， 佢真係 A 啊！HATA NAR 最尾嗰個應該詞係 R， 就話個字呢個樣 N 試下。
I must admit I'm not right this time. I do not think that's the right answer.
HATA NR
No, not good. This is wrong, but I'm never far from the truth.
HATA ATA 嗰啲唔知咩字嚟嘅。派呢個
I must admit I'm not right this time.
咁佢自動幫我轉咗啲樣嘅。
Think, Poirot. That is not a good answer.
R N 佢 H 啊，佢個呢個係 H 啊 ，G N 得佢我睇下面嗰個 H 等於 N。HATA
must admit I'm not right this time.
唔係嘅。睇唔明佢呢個寫法。HATA 連埋嗰個 A 係連埋嗰個字，調轉，擰翻過嚟佢又唔啱。
Think, Poirot. That is not a good answer.
ATA 係咪呢個？呢個先係。ATA 終於都啱啦。
Natalia. Would it be Natalia Dragomirov? She is the only Russian passenger on the train. In addition, her first name begins with an H in Cyrillic. I'm right again. That happens to me a lot.
Oh, 師傅，哇！喂，有冇啲咩？冇。咁啊，仲真一個未問，就係嗰邊。你冇嘢講，冇嘢講。我哋問埋呢條友。
I am not prepared.
Very well, man. 佢仲未準備好。
So, my friend.
No.
Okay.
仲未可以問佢啊。都係。俄羅斯福娃娃未打開啊！真兩個。 標冇問題。咁出去睇下其他人有冇嘢問先。喂，又停咗喺度等。喂，就係呢個。
Herr Poirot, thank you very much for helping me.
哇，又有啲技巧，擰啱個圖案。點樣？哦，呢度啊，呢度。但上面唔啱。哦，上面呢個。啱啦啩，啱啱啲圖案都幾似啊，但係呢個唔啱喎。哦，啱啦，仲有。呢個有咩咧？呢個應該係呢度。呢個真係唔知佢做咩，明明我覺得個詞係啱嘅。花橙紫藍，即係呢個係要橙色、紫色。跟住咧。我喐兩個喎，呢個係。因為一喐三個。 睇先。上面喐2次，下面喐1次。1、2、3，咪呢隻花變咗粉色，所以上面一定要粉色。下面呢？下面藍色。喂，啱。好撚多搞。
The inscription reads, "To my dearest friend."
Ah, thank you very much. This doll reminds her of her youth in Russia. It was very hard under the Soviet regime, but thanks to her strength of will, she rose to be the head of a museum of antiquities in St. Petersburg. Even though she now lives in Berlin, it is said that the Kremlin still fears her.
She must be a formidable woman indeed. You are her maid?
I am her companion. I help her in her daily tasks, and I keep her company.
Ah, forgive me. You will have heard of Ratchet's murder last night.
Yes, of course. Everyone is talking about it.
Can you tell me how you occupied your time last night?
Just after we left Istanbul, I had tea with my roommate, Fräulein Locke. I went to dinner with the princess, and when I returned to my compartment, Fräulein Locke was already asleep. A little later, Herr Michel, the conductor, came to get me because Madame la Princesse needed my help. Her back troubles her. I massaged her for about an hour.
Do you remember the time?
I'm sorry, I do not, mein Herr.
Have you lost a handkerchief embroidered with an H, madame?
Oh, no, monsieur.
I thought perhaps since your first name is Hildegard.
It is not mine, I tell you. I could not afford something so nice. I have no idea who it belongs to.
My apologies, I did not mean to alarm you. Thank you for answering my questions, madame.
Let's see. Okay. 開時候咁終於可以同嗰個唔撚肯見人嗰個公主講嘢啦嘛。咁啊，同埋佢講完嘢咧，咁啊又停咗下，就差不多啦。係咪？唔係。係好似邊間房咧？
I am not prepared to receive.
I'm sorry, madam, but a man has been murdered. I must ask you
終於可以
a
問
few
下
questions.
佢無
You
啦都
must
係唔
have
撚見人。
misunderstood me. I cannot speak to you just now.
Madame, I know that Sonia Armstrong is your goddaughter.
Come in, please.
Please forgive my intrusion, madame, but I really must ask you some questions.
Then ask. I'll answer if it pleases me.
We have not been properly introduced, yet I have observed her a couple of times, so I can already deduce some things about her.
咩人啊？俄國人啊？應該85歲啦。歌劇導演？
No.
政治人物？
I do not think that's the right answer.
係咯，俄國貴族啊，博物館啊，竟係睇唔出。
Et voilà. I will first ask you about last night. Will you tell me your movements?
I went to bed just after dinner. I read until 11, then tried to sleep. Later I awoke.
What caused you to awaken?
I suffered from back pain, a consequence of old age interfering with an active life. I called Schmidt around 12:45 a.m. to give me a massage. She did so until I fell asleep.
How long was she with you?
A good hour, I would say.
I see. The first initial of your first name, Natalia, in the Cyrillic alphabet looks exactly like the letter H in the Latin alphabet.
I'm Russian, Monsieur Poirot, and I was the head of a museum of antiquities in St. Petersburg for decades, until I moved to Berlin recently. I'm familiar with Cyrillic.
This handkerchief is yours, isn't it?
Yes, indeed. I lost it.
It was found in Monsieur Ratchet's room. Can you explain to me why Madame Schmidt didn't identify the handkerchief? She must have known it was yours.
Possibly to protect me. She is very loyal. Your next question will be, how did my handkerchief come to be lying by a murdered man's body? My reply to that is that I have no idea.
That is not an answer, madame.
It is all I am able to give you.
I must tell you, Princess Dragomirov, I have discovered something astonishing.
And that is?
You are Sonia Armstrong's godmother.
You make that sound like a revelation. I have never hidden the fact, monsieur.
You knew Colonel Armstrong well, then?
I knew him slightly. But his wife, Sonia Armstrong, was my goddaughter. I was on terms of friendship with her mother, the actress Linda Arden. Linda Arden was a genius, one of the greatest tragic actresses in the world. I was not only an admirer of her art, I was a personal friend.
Very well. But this links you to the Armstrong kidnapping case. Elena Andreni is the sister of Sonia Armstrong, the late mother of Daisy Armstrong, kidnapped and killed by the man who was murdered on this train, Ratchet.
Indeed. Was it he? Then justice has at last been served.
Allow me to summarize.
Do I have a choice?
First coincidence, I shall call it. You are close to the Armstrong family, and the presumed assassin of Daisy Armstrong was killed while you were on board the same train. Second coincidence. Your handkerchief happens to be found at the foot of the victim's bed. Third coincidence. One of the stab wounds inflicted on the body was by a left-handed person. You are left-handed. That is a lot of coincidences, Princess Dragomirov.
Well, Monsieur Poirot, call it fate. If you report to the police your coincidences, they will laugh. A woman of my age and frailty has violently murdered a man? With how many potential witnesses who saw me doddering along the corridor in the middle of the night like Lady Macbeth?
You are right, Princess. You could not work alone, which means you have one or more accomplices. And it is only a matter of time before I find out who they are.
I would appreciate it if you would remove yourself from my room and take your fantasies with you.
OK， 問晒啦，應該係問晒啦。睇埋呢個先，唔在場證明彼此吻合嘅有邊啲人呢？呢個哈德曼啊。同你講，呢個同
I do not think that's the right answer.
記得咧，安卓尼夫婦佢哋咧包廂瞓覺，咁一定係呢個啦。呢個應該係同斯密特小姐㗎，可能呢個同呢個啱。
I'm right again. That happens to me a lot.
我嘅調查已經足夠進展，已經向布克匯報啦。乜鬼嘢？我個有隻雀嚟㗎。好，匯報一下先。
Oh, you're there. She hasn't moved, but she seems to be waking up little by little. What about you? Your investigation progresses?
I find myself helping everyone with their problems before they can help me with mine. I have shifted boxes, helped with hangovers, repaired an orange juicer, unlocked some Russian dolls, all so my investigation can proceed.
Don't forget the dessert recipe.
How can I?
Truly, the labors of Hercules.
My friend, I would rather clean out the Orgeon stables. Yet, I have managed to solve a few mysteries.
Oh, tell me everything.
The embroidered handkerchief belongs to Princess Dragomirov. I also found out that she was Sonia Armstrong's godmother.
On the same train with the little girl's murderer?
Exactly. Also, Elena Andreni is the younger sister of Sonia Armstrong, Daisy's mother.
Another passenger connected to the Armstrong case?
Yes, Book. What are the odds, do you think? But I cannot see either woman stabbing Ratchet over and over again in a frenzy. And they apparently have alibis.
邊位啊？胡鬚佬？呢個係伯羅，叫做伯羅。一個偵探。
Theories concerning the broken watch. It could have been.
不過我直播差唔多。
It could have been out of adjustment before.
由3點幾開始直播，而家5點差唔多。
Indicate the actual time.
我諗同佢傾埋就收台，今晚先至再直播逆轉檢察官。
They are impossible to verify, so the watch is of little use to the investigation.
And I was convinced that it indicated the time of the crime. 2 women involved in the Armstrong case.
Let us not forget our patient here. There are 3 women.
Look, she seems to be waking up.
What's happening to me? Did I fall asleep again?
Indeed, Mademoiselle Locke. Did you take any medication? Sleeping pills, for example?
No. I never use sleeping pills.
I inspected your cup. You can clearly see that there is a residue of something at the bottom. I'm sure a lab test would confirm you were drugged. Most likely an overdose. That would explain your battle to shake off the effects.
You think Fräulein Schmidt did it?
She certainly had the most opportunity, but why would she?
But no one knew who I was. It's impossible that someone deliberately targeted me.
檢查都幾難下。我覺得有阿 Simon 做呢個人工攻略咧，佢玩過啊嘛，咁佢可以即係講答案俾我知，我負責去配嘅啫，所以我覺得 OK 嘅，佢玩過晒。選擇2個最有可能對洛克小姐落藥嘅嫌疑犯啊，有2個邊個需要確認身份啊？呢個。呢3個，呢個啱。呢個
No,
都唔啱。
not good.
邊個落藥
Think, Poirot. That is not a good answer. No, not good. This is wrong, but I'm never far from the truth.
如果喺飲食方面得嚟而
I
心嘅
do not think that's the right answer.
呢條女
I must admit
Deal.
I'm not right this time.
你
Fräulein Schmidt
竟然係你
or
啊！
Monsieur Michel may have drugged the tea that Mademoiselle Locke drank. Fräulein Schmidt or Pierre Michel could have drugged your tea. They are really the only two people on this train who could have done it. But why would either one do it?
Mr. Poirot, I'm feeling much better. I'd like to bring you up to date to why I ended up on this train.
If you are able, I would very much like you to finish your story.
佢每次起身淨係講
After
佢
the
嘅故
Daisy
仔，
Armstrong
黐
case was
線。
officially closed,
上一集佢
I
講
put out
完
a
之後
standing
又瞓
request to
翻，
the police
瞓完
departments
又
in
起
the
身又
Boston area
講。
for anything on Michael Clark. But he didn't turn up on their radar. I even set up an anonymous tip line for news about Clark. That's how I met Braid. A sketchy contact on the dark web, but they found nothing I could use.
哦，完成咗第6章啊！咁啊，而家就進入下一章，不過就唔玩住先。
4 long years passed without anything new.
等我
Every
完
day
埋
I
呢一
looked at
part，
the evidence board I put
即
up
係
in
完
my
埋呢個
apartment
過
bedroom.
場。
Then this morning, a police report landed on my desk that changed everything. I paid a visit to the police property room and took home a box full of clues. There was his name. Michael Clark.
OK， 密可克拉克之死啊！而家發現新謎團。好，咁啊玩到嚟呢度先。我哋今晚再直播逆轉檢查啦。晏晝就直播東方快車。OK。